Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We're in Studio 338. It's not a rave or anything tonight, Frank, but we've got 3 fantastic press conferences. But first of all, how are you and safe flight back home from Saudi?
I'm good. It was the most unbelievable night of boxing. I was proud to be part of it. It was an epic fight with 2 outstanding warriors, gladiators.
Certainly was. Let's talk about the magnificent card. First, this is the 3rd one in, I think, it's about 9 months, because they carry on entertaining, but the fight of the card has to be Liam Davies versus Shabazz Massoud, doesn't it? They kind of lit a bit of a spark today, didn't it, Frank?
Well, it did, and they obviously got a history. I didn't realise about that at first, to be honest. But look, we're doing it in association with Matchroom, which is great. Shows that we're working together and we're delivering for the fans yet again. Liam Davies, since he's been with us, has won the British, Commonwealth, European and the IBO title, and he's 16-0, and I think he's one of the most improved fighters in the world, not in this country, in the world. And he's got tremendous self-belief, and he shows it in the ring. He boxes like a guy who's had 30 fights, 30 professional fights. And he's in with Shabazz, who's 12-0. They have history from the amateurs. Shabazz beat him twice in the amateurs. Standing in between them at the face-off and listening to the both of them, I'm telling you, you're going to get something special on the night. It's going to be something special.
Liam Davies.
No love lost there, I promise you.
The progression of Liam Davies has just been unbelievable. Is it unthinkable to think that maybe in 12 months' time he could be fighting Noir Inoue?
Well, look, the reason he fight is the IBO champion, because he's got the other 4 belts. I think he'll go up in weight, and so that's going to leave those belts vacant, and there'll be a scramble for them. And he will certainly, at the moment, or he wins this fight, he'll certainly be involved in one of them. There's no doubt about that.
Heaney versus Brad Pauls 2. The first one took place on the last Magnificent 7 card, and it didn't disappoint. Was it important for you and Nathan to kind of right that little kind of wrong on the record of the draw?
I don't think it was, look, it was a good fight. It was a contender for Fight of the Year, according to everybody who was there. The atmosphere was unbelievable. I mean, Brad brought some of these people up from Cornwall, and you look at Nathan, he's probably one of the biggest ticket sellers and in the country, with very vociferous supporters. They get behind him to a man. And I think, and a lady, and I think we're going to see something special again on the night. If it's half as good as the first fight, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be, we'll be sold out there. We've done really well in the Midlands, starting off small up there, going to Telford. Now we're here, and we're building, and that's what's called promotion. That's the business we're in.
Chantel Cameron's first fight under the Queensbury stable. She's fighting a tough French girl, but is this the stepping stone back to the massive fights, Frank?
Well, it's for the interim title, so she'll be the mandatory. She'll become the mandatory to Serrano and Taylor. Casey Taylor, she's already beaten, spoilt her homecoming in Dublin. So, she's one of the best women fighters in the world, and everything again she's done. And meeting her, I've only known her recently. She done the business with George, but she's a lovely person. Boxing Writers of America are going to present her an award this year. So that's brilliant. I'm thrilled for her, and again, I'm looking forward to seeing her in the ring.
Yeah, stat card from top to bottom. Obviously, Sol Dacus, David Adelaide, Andrew Kane, Owen Cooper versus Echo Esserman. Tickets now from the Ticket Factory. Frank, we've also got another presser just about to start. The champions homecoming from Saudi Arabia. First of all, Anthony Kakachi. He went out there as an underdog, and he really done a job over Joe Cordina, didn't he?
He did. He showed what he was all about. I've always felt he was a good fighter. Since he had a fight on one of our cards and beat one of our guys years ago, then came with us. He is an exceptional fighter, but he's not fought regularly for various reasons. But he was unbelievable on the night. He went out there literally with both hands and done a job against a very good fighter in Joe Cordina. That 3rd round knockdown and the 8th round, they were superb shots, and he's now the toast of of Northern Ireland. I mean, he's the man there, isn't he? And I'm really looking forward to getting him out again soon. He will be involved in some really good fights, no doubt about that.
I've got to ask you about Fury Usyk, Frank. The dust has settled. Have you spoke to Tyson at all? Is he in good spirits?
Spoken to him a few times. He's a very philosophical person. He wants the rematch. When I spoke to him the other day, he said, I want it, get it on. And he said, I know I have the beating of him. But we'll find out when they have the rematch. It was a privilege to be out there, an historical moment in boxing. Great fight. It was an epic in where it should be. Like, it was a big stage there. The atmosphere was fabulous there. Everybody was really, loved every moment of it. It was a fight of two halves, and close fight. But look, no.
Do you still think Tyson won?
I don't think there was anything in it. I mean, I can see the argument for both. Really can. Some of the, I was talking to somebody earlier about it, and they had Usyk winning by miles, and I don't know what, for me, I don't know what fight they're watching. I try to be subjective, but at the end of the day, it was a great fight. It was a close fight. It will happen again. It will be a great fight. It'll be a bigger and better fight next time, because they've been in the ring with each other. And let me tell you something. I went to both dressing rooms afterwards, and both of them give everything. They didn't leave anything in that ring. And that fight will definitely take something out of both of them, no doubt about that. So we'll see in October how this all pans out, because I think, again, it will be a great fight.
Last one, I just want to ask you about your TALKSPORT appearance yesterday, Frank, with Simon Jordan and Jim White. You went toe-to-toe. Are you all right now? Have you spoken since that appearance?
I'm good. Look, what I was arguing about, it's not about the result of the fight. It's not that Tyson has a medical condition. It's been written about in his book. He even mentioned it again last week at one of the press conference. He has bipolar. And what I was saying, forget the fight, things that they keep saying, he said this and he said whatever it is. If you go on the NHS site and look at what the symptoms are, it is saying something just like that. It's in there, you say it. No, like where you might say, hang on, I want to say that, but I won't say. But it's just there, he says it. And you can, and if some of the things he said has upset people, I'm explaining where he's coming from. Take that into consideration. It's not an excuse, he has a condition. And by the way, some of the things that the way they get misconstrued are ridiculous. And that was the thing. And there was a couple of the feature writers out there who were looking to stick the old knife in afterwards, who show up at the fights every now and then. You don't see them at York Hall, you don't see them anywhere else. All they're coming, they know everything about every sport, but they know fuck all about boxing, most of them.
Frank Warren, thank you very much for speaking to IFLTV. Thank you, mate.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.